Turning your comments into Pokemon. Can I have a ferret-based Pokemon for my recently deceased pet ferret? I can't tell if this one's wholesome or creepy. Either way I'm gonna do it, I just can't tell. Your Pokemon is Flaret, the Fire Ghost type Leviathan Ferret. Is it messed up that I made it a ghost type? Maybe a little, but I honestly just felt like it fit the aesthetic. I just love the idea of this long ghostly tail, it fits the ferret body, and I imagine this thing is just constantly floating around with this really pale red glow. It would look awesome, especially at nighttime. If I ever get picked, I want a raccoon-themed Pokemon. We've never done one of those, so that'll be fun. Your Pokemon is Reclear, and it's pure grass type. This Pokemon eats garbage, but before you feel bad for it, don't, because it loves garbage. In fact, this Pokemon's main job is eating all the pollution inside of its forest environment to help keep it clean. And when it eats enough garbage, it evolves into Recycle, which is now much larger. Again, this Pokemon is a pollution eater, but even more than that, its droppings are said to be really fertile soil. And I went with this theme for this Pokemon line because I feel like raccoons are usually seen in a very negative light, but they don't need to be, and I think this is a cool way to do it. Hey, I've always wanted a Pokemon based off a dying star. That is a super cool theme, and I'd love to make it. The first stage of your Pokemon is Shrelor, and it's pure rock type. This Pokemon has 2 evolutions, but it is still a legendary Pokemon. And for a Pokemon that evolves twice, this first stage would be incredibly large because it's supposed to represent the journey of a dying star. Because when it evolves, it would evolve into Dwarpack, which is rock dark type and is very small. That's right, this would be one of the few instances where a Pokemon evolves and gets smaller, but even crazier than that, it would go from huge to incredibly tiny. This Pokemon would fit in your hand. But that's just so it can explode into its final stage, Nebulor, which is rock fire type and is now an exploding star. This Pokemon would be even bigger than its first stage. It would be absolutely huge and just float around in space, being an absolute menace. A water ghost type hermit crab, that gives me a really cool idea. The first stage of your Pokemon is Hermie, which is this little aquatic creature that lives in a shell that sort of resembles a skull. It evolves into Hermship, which now has an even cooler shell because this resembles a pirate ship. And the whole theme of this Pokemon is a ghostly pirate ship, something we see in pop culture a lot. This would be really cool to see in an actual Pokemon game because while you're exploring the ocean, it would look like a haunted pirate ship, but actually it's a Pokemon.